when it comes to getting a second opinion on your precious nest egg that you've worked so hard to earn and save, how the heck do you know when you should be seeking a second opinion? Because so many people work with advisors for years, if not decades. The relationship is good. It feels right. Maybe you've wondered because you hear, if you've listened to Abe's podcasts before and you hear Abe talking about the importance of a second opinion, and you're like, I don't know. I mean, it seems good. I think we're okay. First of all, maybe that's the number one thing, maybe, Abe. If somebody says, I think I'm okay, you need a second opinion. Is that is that a good
I would
place
say
to start?
so. Yeah. You don't want to think or hope. You want to know.
Right.
You want to know.
You want to know. This is financial advisor
You want
Abe
the
Abich.
confidence.
That's it. The confidence that you at Abich Financial Services, Abe founded Abich Financial Services, working to do just that, giving folks confidence going into retirement through plans that are clear, that are simplified, that are customized to each individual person. And of course, here to begin that conversation with you as well, the idea of a second opinion, the idea of creating a plan for retirement, all of these things they do at Abich Financial. You can begin the conversation at theretirementkey.com, Abe. One of the reasons you see people coming into Abich Financial for a second opinion, I mean, listen, there's many reasons why you see it. Perhaps they have worked with an advisor for a long time and they're finding themselves not as happy anymore for things like lack of results or just poor customer service experiences. There's many things that we could go on and on about. You know better than I. But for somebody who maybe has an advisor and they have thought about if they should seek advice, it's just put it on the list. That's what my husband always says whenever I talk about, we need to do this, we need to do that. Actually put it on the list. It's one other thing to do. It's a challenging step to take, Abe. So how do we know if we should be getting a second opinion? Can you give us some red flags that we should be looking out for that could indicate that?
Yeah. Red flags or just reasons that it may be best for you to start looking for a second opinion and making sure that your retirement is 100% bulletproof, that you've, thought out, every option and opportunity and strategy available to you to make sure your plan is the best plan for you moving forward for this next season of your life. A couple examples. We just had a client in recently who's done really well. They've got $3 or $4 million saved, and they'd been with an advisor that they had started out with 20 to 30 years ago.
Okay,
just a really well-known firm.
Yeah,
but they kept on saying over and over and over, it's a reactive relationship. We're looking for a proactive relationship. What does that mean? Ongoing, consistent communication, ongoing, consistent meetings, and the little things really matter in our business. Answering the phones, responding to emails, speed and consistency equals trust in our business. And, a lot of times that doesn't happen at other firms, and I feel like our industry has set the bar really low, believe it or not, in a lot of those areas. So proactiveness is something we really pride ourselves on. We meet with our clients 4 times a year minimum, quarterly reviews. Our clients have found that by meeting 4 times a year, we can really stay on top of their plan and all the changes happening on in the markets and the economy. So a proactive plan is key if you don't have one. If you're paying an advisor,
but not just changes that happen with the market and economy, but changes that happen in people's life. I mean, life happens fast. Things move. Babies are born. People pass. Marriages happen. Divorce happens. You want to make sure your beneficiaries are set up correct. Yeah.
Moving states, moving out of homes, beneficiary changes, all of that. That's why having a proactive plan, a consistent plan is key. So if you're currently working with an advisor, which most of our clients are when they join us, and you're not meeting with your client 4 times a year, right there, you may not be getting the value that you need and you deserve. You could be paying us the same percentage you're paying another firm. Maybe it's even less. You may not be getting the value you need and deserve. A lack of communication, especially when markets are volatile, the firm, the advisor you're working with should be reaching out. Again, we send out weekly communication to our clients, which is updating our clients on the economy and the markets and how our portfolios are stacking up. Weekly communication, consistent communication is key. Things like not rebalancing portfolios, things like not utilizing tax loss harvesting strategies are really important. And if your current advisor is not taking advantage of those types of opportunities for you, then you should probably seek a second opinion. I would also say if you're with a phase one firm, which it's our understanding that over 90% of our industry is what we call a phase one firm. That's that accumulation-based, growth-focused minded type of firm that's primarily focused on the investments and the returns, which isn't bad. It's good. That needs to happen. But if you've gotten to the point of retirement, like the goal line of retirement, or crossed into retirement successfully, and you already have enough money saved to last you the rest of your life, that's usually going to be $1 million to $5 million or more, right? Most people we see have several million or more dollars saved. That's usually enough for most people to live a confident, successful retirement. But if you're asking all kinds of questions about how to protect it, about when to take Social Security, how do I protect my nest egg? How do I preserve my nest egg? How do I reduce taxes on my nest egg? How do I pass on my nest egg in the most tax efficient way? And you're getting generic advice that you don't believe is customized and specialized to you and your individual plan, advice that you can just get on Google, then you're probably working with the wrong advisor. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
We're a retirement income planning firm. We're a distribution, what we call phase two retirement planning firm. And one of the first things we do, Heather, when someone comes into our conference room and meets with myself or our advisors, as we're laying out the differences between their current plan and our plan, the first report we go over together is a simple but powerful retirement income plan. We call it a roadmap. Simple but powerful because it gives people clarity. It shows people what their income is going to look like into the next 10, 15, 20 plus years. More than 9 out of 10 people have never had a simple income analysis and projection put together for them. Well, how in the heck are you going to retire? How the heck could you retire without really knowing, like, here are my Social Security checks, my pension check, my annuity, my stock dividend income, my rental income, here are my inherited RMD income, here's all of the income sources put together. How could you know how to retire unless you've got spreadsheets that you put together for yourself? And a lot of people do that, but a lot of people still want the math tested by a professional to make sure their math is correct.
Of course.
Because if you're not doing this all day long like we are and managing hundreds of millions of dollars, then how do you know for sure? Well, we have very good ideas that this is working successfully or could work successfully for you because we've helped so many people and have seen, these plans all day long and are working with just now over 1,000 families. Those are a lot of signs and reasons, Heather, why you might want to get a second opinion.
Okay.
Another one that I just thought of is if your advisor is retiring soon. Well, the average financial advisor's age is close to 60. Well, a lot of our clients are around 60, 65, 70. So your advisor that you've had for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years may be retiring soon or has just retired, maybe retiring at the end of this year. I had a client we just helped whose advisor is retiring at the end of the year. That same advisor who's retiring at the end of the year is planning on helping them start to work with a new advisor at the firm who just got out of college.
Got it.
That's not what a lot of people want.
Got it.
In addition, the current advisor is on the West Coast, right? We're here on the East Coast. We're in Virginia. And a lot of our clients are in the Northern Virginia, DC metro area. And while we can work with anyone across the country virtually, tons and tons of our clients are here locally. And many, many clients like to come in face-to-face. We're an old school firm that way. We enjoy meeting people with, face-to-face. Most of our clients want to come in and meet with myself or someone on our advisory team face-to-face. There's no better meeting, in my opinion, than a face-to-face meeting when you're dealing with your finances and your retirement plan. So those are a lot of reasons why it may make best sense for you to just test the math. Be 100% confident that the current plan that you have is the best plan for you heading into full retirement, and reasons why you might consider getting a second opinion if you're already working with an existing advisor.
If you're already working with an existing advisor, or something I have said to you before, Abe, for DIY investors that, again, have just poured so much time and energy into building this nest egg for their retirement, and now they want to retire, and they want to retire from all that. They're like, okay,
we have many of those too.
I had a career. I have a successful marriage. I've launched 2 kids from the nest. I've built this nest egg, and now I want somebody else to tell me what to do with it
Yep.
because I want to go on vacation with
Yep.
my wife or my husband.
Yep. Yeah, about 60 to 70% of our new clients are working with an existing advisor. About 30 to 40 are successful do-it-yourself investors.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have many of those. A couple reasons why a successful do-it-yourself investor would want to work with a financial professional or advisor is, like you just said, they want to turn it over and be able to live their retirement.
Yeah.
Right? They've spent a lot of time working hard. Now you want your financial plan and strategy to work hard for you while you're not so focused and analyzing all of the financial data all the time. You know, a successful do-it-yourself investor oftentimes pays a lot of attention, sometimes daily, sometimes multiple times a day, to what the markets are doing, to what their positions are doing, what their funds are doing, and how they're stacking up. They're tracking all of their investments, their balances, their ups or downs and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty detailed and have all these spreadsheets and everything like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of those do-it-yourself successful investors, they don't want to carry that into retirement.
They are exhausted.
And typically it's the men. It's the men. And the wives are looking at the husband saying, no more. Time to turn it over.
Time to
turn it over. I have plans for you. I have plans for us. And those plans include travel. And spending time with our grandkids. And not you watching CNBC and your stock Schwab accounts.
Every day.
There every day, multiple times a day.
Worse than all day, every day. 2 a.m., middle of the night. My dad, in his retirement, has developed this middle of the night MSNBC habit. And I'm like, what? Like, no. This is not what you should be doing right now.
We had a client that came on board years ago, and I'll never, ever forget it. He said, Abe, we want to hire you because with my current financial plan and retirement accounts, I look forward to Fridays at 4 p.m. when I don't have to watch CNBC and the stock ticker symbols anymore. I don't have to wonder what's going to happen over the weekends because the markets are closed on the weekends.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what?
I want every day to feel like that.
I want every day to feel like a Saturday when the markets are closed, so I don't have to worry about the ups and downs. That is not a retirement that you want to live when you're looking forward to 4 p.m. on Fridays when the markets are closing. You do not want to live a retirement that's dictated by the markets ups and downs. You want a retirement plan put together in advance, proactively, ahead of all the volatility and ups and downs, because that will continue the rest of your life. And life's going to continue to throw you curveballs, but you want a plan that really ideally, especially if you have enough saved, protects you from all the risks that can mess up a wonderful accumulation and savings plan. Continued investment management is key, which successful do-it-yourself investors do so well. Mm-hmm. What they don't do necessarily well, or what they don't really have a good grasp on, as with so many retirees, is how do I get this nest egg to transition successfully into retirement and transition my mind and my plan from phase 1 into phase 2. That's a tough thing for a lot of people to kind of get a grasp on, because they're always focused on that return. Like, I want a 10% return or whatever it is they have their mind on. I want to get to 5 million because now I'm down to 4.6. I got to get back up to 5 million before I turn it over, or before I can sleep better. Yeah. That's craziness. Yeah. It's crazy, but a lot of people operate that way. Mm-hmm. Unnecessary. And that's where you get into trouble. You have to realize, especially if you have enough saved, especially if you've won the game, you have enough money saved, you can now turn it over and do everything you've ever hoped and desired to do by turning it over into the hands of a successful, fiduciary retirement planner that can help you. We're in the same car together. We're driving the same direction together. We're going to have ongoing meetings together. You're in control of your financial future still, but have someone that can test the math and give you the confidence you need and deserve heading into phase 2, this next season of your life.
You have made it this far. You have built this nest egg. You do not want to gamble with that savings at this point in your life, which is when you're throwing everything into the market and you don't know what's going to happen. That's essentially what you're doing with your life savings. Now is not the time of life when you want to be doing that. Now is the time to be putting it together in a plan that's going to generate income streams. It's going to have tax efficiency. That's going to have a plan for healthcare. These are all the areas that Abe and his team work to ensure are within a plan customized to you and your goals, and can begin the second opinion process with you as well. The retirementkey.com is where to go to start that conversation. Also, where you can learn more about Abe's book, The Retirement Mountain, The 7 Steps to a Long-Lasting Retirement. It's a quick and easy read. You could read it in a couple of hours on a Saturday afternoon, speaking of the weekend. To get a lot of information, Abe is working to share this information, this knowledge that he has acquired throughout his career, put it down on paper so that he could share that information with you so that you have this information moving forward into retirement, because obviously empowering people with knowledge is such a huge goal for you and everything that you do, Abe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what our firm exists for, and that's what our clients need and deserve.
Yeah. And putting it into paper so that people can have a quick resource as far as how to get up to the top of that mountain and how to descend down the mountain in their retirement. So if you are wanting a copy of the book, we've got links where you can access how to get the book on Amazon. You can download a PDF so you can read the book digitally. Anybody that comes in for a for a second opinion, a first appointment to the Abich Financial Services offices, we'll give you a copy of the book complimentary. Again, just working to give you this information is the goal for Abe with this book. So want to make sure that you get a copy. So go check out the links we got posted in the show notes to get the book resources there, as well as visit us anytime at theretirementkey.com.